guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Tampa Honda, and we have another first on Rady's Rides. This is the first ever minivan review, and of course, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it big. We got a 2019 Honda Odyssey Elite. So let's talk a little bit about the minivan. The minivan was such an icon for so many years, going all the way back to the first minivan in 1983, manufactured by Chrysler. They were the ones to break the mold, come out with something new, and the minivans seemed to replace the outgoing station wagons, those 9-passenger station wagons. Fast forward to the 21st century, minivans are still hanging on, but what they did to the station wagon, SUVs have been doing to the minivan. A lot of people have been jumping ship from their minivan and wanting to go to the SUV route. Well, guess what? Honda with the Odyssey is trying to take it to a place where it's cool to own a minivan. And I think when it comes to features and style, the Honda Odyssey really hits the nail on the head. Now, the first Odyssey was sold here in the United States in 1995. So let's think about that. It took Honda all that time to get to a point where they felt comfortable to manufacture their first minivan. The first minivan, that Odyssey, sat on a Honda Accord chassis. I promise you, with this new Odyssey that was redesigned for 2018, there's no connection with an Accord. But what we're going to see is lots of great technology that's shared throughout the whole Honda lineup. So let's go ahead, dive right into this Odyssey Elite, brand new 2019. So you can see how Honda has been taking that headlight styling that is almost like a sign of their brand. Very sharp, very angular, almost trying to give a mean look to a minivan, but very angled, full LED lighting, the massive chrome upper grille area with the massive Honda logo right there. But you know what? The front of the car, styling wise, is very clean. You have a flat black open grille area here. You do have some fake vents, so I am gonna zonk this. I wish they would just either smooth this out and leave it flat black, or just bring it a little closer to the fog lamps and whatnot. I think that would clean it up. But I do like the way they took some of the chrome to kind of make it cohesive with what's going on at the top part of the grille and the lower portion. But this is a zonk because they're not functional. I do like the extra style that they put into the front fascia, almost with this built-in lower lip spoiler. Gives it just a little bit more of a personality, and that's something that's going to be hard to do in a minivan. When we get up onto the hood, very simple body line. So you have on both sides, starts from the front, raises up, and then it takes a sharp turn to the edge. As we go around the side of this Odyssey Elite, check out the style of wheel. You have the brushed aluminum, gloss black. I like the style, I like the finish, and it works well with this overall car. Now, when you're wondering, well, what size wheel is this? It's a 19-inch wheel, 235 series tire on the width, and then you're looking at a 55 sidewall. So a very tall sidewall, gonna make a nice comfortable ride, gonna make it easy that if you bump a curb or whatnot, you're not gonna scuff up the 19-inch wheel. But this wheel, it's almost another thing that if you look at any of the other Honda products, very, very similar, and I think it works great with the black. As we go down the side, being a minivan, very large side to the vehicle, but I do like the way that they took the paint onto the mirrors here. You got your very slim and trim LED turn signal, gloss black, and I do like the corner windows here. These small corner windows help with visibility and really just open up the inside of the interior, letting in more light. When you look at the actual slide, this is where things could get really boring, but Honda did it smart. They really took this body line from the front fender and ran it into the door all the way to the back. I like that touch. I also like the lower sill that kind of kicks out a little bit, and I think also great idea to go with the chrome door handles and chrome lower trim just on the bottom, tie it into the front. As we work our way, you can see some of that style going on where it's not just a flat line. You have a little bit of a dip and then it comes straight back. Very unique, interesting quarter window, how the glass shapes down and tapers all the way to the rear. More of that silver trim, and then wrapping it out back, nice, smooth. There's not a lot of bulbous stuff going on. I know some people hate this taillight design. It's like a stapler. Let me get some paper. Do I have any paper on me? Staple it. But, you know, it works. I think the reason why they went that way is they wanted to interlock the chrome trim into the actual taillight. For some reason, it works a little bit better for me than on the Honda Accord. But you have the chrome trim all the way across the back, the chrome trim on the back window, nice roof spoiler coming off with your third LED taillight. Here's a little fun fact. What year was it mandatory that all cars had a third brake light? 1986, believe it or not. As we drop down, there's that Elite badge, that Elite trim level, the Odyssey badge over here, and very clean. And I like the way that they have a nice plastic rubber guard here so that as your kids are pulling things in and out of this minivan, they're not going to scratch the heck out of this black paint. But why don't we go ahead, pop the hood, and see what's powering this minivan. All right, guys, here we are. Hood is popped on the 2019 Odyssey. You're looking underneath there. What do you see underneath all that plastic? I feel like this Honda should be sponsored by Rubbermaid with all this plastic. I don't like the engine cover. I'm going to zonk that. But what is underneath all that is a V6. So what you're going to find is that 3.5 liter V6, 280 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. If you're wondering, Joe, what kind of performance can I get out of this thing? Well, this thing is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. So 0 to 60, you're looking at about 6.5 seconds, quarter mile in about 15 seconds flat at 110 miles an hour. MPGs, 19 in the city, 28 on the highway. And you know what? How much does it weigh? It weighs about 4,450 pounds. That's the surprising thing about this. If you have a Toyota 86 or a Subaru BRZ and you're trying to get and beat that minivan to the off-ramp or on-ramp, this minivan might surprise you because for its heft, for its size, it's got some pep to it. But why don't we go ahead, fire it up, and see what does an Odyssey sound like? All right, guys, we're in the 2019 Honda Odyssey. I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, Joe, you had me thinking maybe I don't need an SUV. Maybe the better way to go is a minivan for my family and our needs. How much does this cost? This MSRP's at the Elite trim level, $48,000. Let's see what you get. To the door panels, lots of darkness going on that door panel. I wish they would have used some lighter material. I do like the leather on the armrest. It is soft. I like that stitching that's going on there. And the gloss black is cool, but I think that some silver would have really brightened it up. You can see there's tons of places to put drinks and books, if you still read those, your phone, and even a map. You know, they call it a map pocket because once upon a time we had to carry around maps with us, believe it or not. I don't know if you remember those days, I do. But as we come to the dash, nice soft material up top, in the front. There's that silver trim I was telling you about. Why didn't they take that and put some on the door? So I am going to zonk that door panel just a little bit because I would like to see some silver to break it up. I like the gloss black and then a very nice size infotainment screen. What's great about the infotainment screen, even though it's leaning forward, there's no glare. I don't know what kind of voodoo magic that they're doing at Honda, but they got it to work well. You hit your navigation, very nice and clear. You could zoom in, you could zoom out. Works really, really great. You hit that home button again, you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course. And if I slide, I want to show you something. All the way on the last screen, you have cabin watch. If you have somebody in the back, here's the back 2 rows. You could yell at them and say, Johnny, what are you doing? Stop messing with your sister, stop pulling her hair. And you don't have to yell because watch, cabin talk. This was something that was started by Honda. You could actually go through the speakers, or if your kids are using the DVD entertainment system in here, you could be picked up on their headphones. So if you need to tell them to stop messing around, you could now do it without straining your voice so that by the time you get to your vacation destination, you still have your voice left. I do like the way everything is nice and just integrated together with the dual climate control. I know a lot of you don't like the gloss black. Look at all those fingerprints. If you're in the CIA or the FBI, real easy to get a print off of this thing. But you know what? It's clean, and I do like the look overall. Push button transmission, obviously in park, you just push what gear you want to be in. Look at this, minivan with ventilated and heated seats. That's going to work really well during the summertime, especially here in Florida. And I like the way it kind of just cascades off the edge. And then here's where your DVD, Blu-ray player is going to be for the people in the back. And then a large area down here. You have a home you have a home AC outlet here. You have your 12 volts. Lots of room. Look at this. Look at that. You got a drawer. You know, I don't know about you, but I know that if you have kids, you probably need to give them a treat or something to shut them up. You could have all the treats in this nice little storage compartment. So this is the treasure chest. Slides right back. 2 cup holders. You have wireless charging. Here's what your key fob is going to look like if you're going to go ahead and get your Odyssey Elite. Very nice. And this is special just for the Odyssey, because remember, you got the power doors that you could push and open up, which is nice as well. Wireless charging. And then you know what? This is starting to grow on me. The more I've been in these Hondas, I still hate these armrests. They're not wide enough. Look how small they are. My shoe is bigger than these. So I might as well just take my shoe off and kind of support it in here so I can support my arm. And then of course you got the ratcheting. Love the ratcheting, but no, not really. Zonk the ratcheting, zonk the size. But I do like this nice cover here, and you have more storage. USB, auxiliary jack, nicely placed deep inside of there. Overall, like I said, I'm 6 feet tall, lots of headroom. You have a sunroof, 4 up front, and guess what? Out back, nothing for them. So if you want your vitamin D, it's got to be up front. These seats, this is the only model Honda has where you can get this mocha trim. I like the perforated center. The leather's nice and soft, and they're very supportive, and they feel good. Like, I feel like I could drive 500 miles and be very, very comfortable. Speaking of driving, why don't you come on over to the business end and I'll show you behind the wheel. All right, guys, business end, behind the wheel of this 2019 Odyssey. Like I said earlier, a second ago, very comfortable. The steering wheel, I wish it was a little bit thicker. It's a little on the thin side, but I like the layout of the wheel. The control buttons are very easy to get to toggle through. You do have a heated steering wheel option as well. And then the dash, easily laid out. It's full digital display. You have your tachometer across the top. That P means that we're in park right now. Your speedometer, the doors open, and then you have the LED lighting for your fuel gauge and your coolant temp gauge. So I do like that setup. Of course, you're going to get the full suite of all the safety features with this: lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, avoidance protection from crashes and everything. That's going to keep you and your family safe. Speaking of your family, let's see whether those pain in the butts are going to be sitting in the back seat. All right, guys, time to get into the middle row and that third row of the minivan. That's the great thing about the minivan, lots of space, real easy. Watch this, one finger, pull it out, power sliding on both sides, obviously. Hey, it's time to go for a spin. So everybody gets in. You could do it that way, or you could enter on this side. Back seats are great. They recline. That's really nice. You can work out your hamstrings and whatnot, so they slide, which is really great as well. And they're overall just quite comfortable. Now, I think it was super smart. Look what Honda did here. We have a pocket up top in the back of the seat, full leather, pocket up here, pocket down low, and then very, very nice little command center. You got 2 USBs, you got your HDMI, your 2 cup holders. If you're wondering where's the AC vents, they're actually right here in the actual frame of the car, which is really nice, because I know a lot of you complain you don't want the AC blasting you in your face. It's nice to have it down low. Another thing is, I know you can't see it from this side, but there's actual AC controls to adjust the AC back here in the top. Now, I am going to zonk that, because if I'm over here and my sister Lauren, which I'm the oldest of 6 kids, and my sister Lauren's over there, she's not going to let me touch that. So I'm going to have to reach across and then get yelled at by my father. So I wish they would have had those controls down here. You have the nice flip down with the DVD, so you can play your DVD movies and all that, and they could all plug in with their headsets and whatnot. When it comes to this seat, what you could do is you could pull this, and that adjusts it. You want to put it down. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. You better be real thirsty. 3 cup holders and a little snack tray. If somebody's sitting here, then nobody's not getting any snacks, so that's got to go back up. But we're going to go ahead now. We showed off this middle row. Lots of headroom. Let's go ahead and get back into that third row. All right, guys, this is where the Honda Odyssey is going to be worth its weight in gold, which, remember, the weight of this is 4,450 pounds. That's a lot of gold. But what I'm talking about is getting into that third row. On so many SUVs, you have to twist yourself into a pretzel to get somebody back there. With this, it's real simple. You're going to go ahead, you pull that, and then watch. Ta-da! I'm ready to rock and roll. You can sit at least 3 smaller people across here, 2 bigger people, no problem. You got your auxiliary jack for the headphones. You got your rear AC here and cup holders, a little tray for some peanuts or some popcorn while you're watching your movie. Nicely laid out. You have the sunshades on all the windows back here, you see? That could come down, you could bring it up. You got your power outlet back here. Very nicely done. I think if I'm gonna zonk back here, it's the armrest. And the reason why I'm zonking the armrest is because hard as a plastic rock. I wish they would just give a little bit of cushion for somebody who's sitting back here. But why don't we go ahead and see what the heck can you put in the back of a minivan. All right, guys, time to get into the back of this Honda Odyssey Elite. Power lift, obviously, and then look at the amount of space. Now, I know I have a lot of moms and dads out there that have a stroller. You could easily put a stroller and a ton of other stuff. And it is, like I said, the area is quite deep in here, which is really cool. Here's some, you got your shop vac. Think about it. Kids make messes. That's what kids are born to do. You have a built-in shop vac to where you don't have to go pull it out from the garage and untangle it. You got it right here in the back. You got a nice 12 volt in there, a little cubby storage area. Wonderful, wonderful setup. Hose is built in for the Honda vac. When it comes to putting the seats down, look at that. I don't think we can make it any easier unless you had a butler or a chauffeur that's putting the seats down for you. But there's all that room right there. And this is where, like I said, the Honda Odyssey minivan is gonna kill a Pilot or a Passport or any other SUV out there because of the amount of room that you have. And I promise you, Honda is trying to make it cool to own a minivan. And I'm gonna prove that because you know what we're gonna do? Let's go ahead and we're gonna take this one for a spin. Guys, we're rolling out of Tampa Honda. I'm in the 2019 Honda Odyssey Elite. Loud pedal time. Like I said earlier, 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds from that V6 that's pumping out 280 horsepower. Very, very smooth. Shifts with that 10 speed, very quick. No drama. What's interesting is that you do have paddles on the back of the steering wheel if you do want to manually shift your Honda Odyssey. Now, I'm going to probably say that's maybe 0.0000001% of the population will manually shift their Odyssey. But hey, if there is a BRZ or a Toyota 86 that's giving you some trouble, you can really smoke them at the light. Overall though, very easy to drive this thing. This is my first time driving a minivan, period. And I actually think this is better than the Honda Pilot. Easier to navigate around town. I like the seating position. I like this navigation setup. It's so easy to get to the navigation, to get through your infotainment stuff. Even like the frameless mirror. Frameless mirrors are great. Auto dimming mirror. Those are things that are to be expected, and I like to see that. Really, with the Odyssey, I could see many people that if you took this for a drive, you might want to get rid of your SUV, because this is going to make life a lot easier for you if you do have a large family. I'm the oldest of 6, so I come from a family of 8 kids. My mom never wanted a minivan, but if they had them like this back when I was a kid, I wish she would have had a minivan because they're really very comfortable. I would like a little bit wider armrest, like I said before. Ventilated seats are nice. Lots of room in here, and I feel very, very comfortable. Like, I feel like I could drive this anywhere, any distance, anytime. And you know what? With that black paint job, it looks pretty cool overall. And I never thought I would ever say that about a minivan. That is for sure. Guys, rolling away here at the light. Very, very smooth. And if you want the power, you just lay on that pedal and it goes. And that 10 speed really keeps it in the sweet spot of the power band, and I like that. Visibility is a cinch in this thing. Even out that back window, the back window is quite large, and you could see just about anything, which is really great. Side mirrors, great size, great shape. I'm gonna go ahead and make a quick U-turn here, and we'll see how easy it is to make a U-turn in a Honda Odyssey. So with the traffic coming at us, making a U-turn on throttle. I'm telling you, that V6 gets up and goes with the 10 speed. Now, if you go a lower trim level, there is that ZF9 speed, but I think if you go this route, go big or go home. Go with the Elite. I think that in the long run, it's gonna make your life really happy if you have kids, especially because they're going to, it's almost like a rolling living room. That's how comfortable this thing is. The dash is fairly flat, easy to see out of. You don't see any of the hood because it really slopes down very sharp. Steering wheel just would like a little bit thicker on the actual wheel itself, but the gauge layout is simple, it's attractive looking, and everywhere I'm pressing my elbows is on the softer side, which is great. But we're gonna go ahead and get back to Tampa Honda. Hopefully this gave you enough of a drive, and we'll see you back there in a split second. All right, guys, it's been an amazing day here at Tampa Honda. Definitely got to give a huge shout out and thank you to Christian and everybody here at Tampa Honda. So accommodating. If these are the things you like to see on Rady's Rides, things like minivans and just about anything else, leave a comment in that comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content for you on Rady's Rides, get yourself some merch. Click that link in the description. Every bit helps. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, Tom Motioner. Right now he's holding the gimbal with his mouth, if you could believe that. He's actually lifting weights with his arms and holding it with his mouth. So thank you, Tom, for all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.